What's going on, people? I'm going to put a link on the bottom. I want you guys to check it out. It's an article that was posted maybe or created back in 2011 and is talking about the rise of black atheists. The rise of black atheists. Now, historically, blacks have always been, for the most part, God conscious. They trusted and believed in God. Even the Hebrew Israelites that the Most High protected, and also there were a host of Hebrew Israelites that were destroyed by the Most High because of the fact of the rebellious. Okay, but I want to deal with the black atheists and the so-called black Satanists. Now, there are a group of brothers or a couple of brothers on YouTube that created a video, God on Trial. Okay, now keep in mind that sounds good to a lot of people, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that's commenting and supporting God being on trial because of the fact that they really don't like the way their life is going, although their living or their lifestyle is completely opposite to the Most High. And the laws, statutes, and commandments that he placed in the Bible, or that the Bible were inspired to write. But that's not the only time that the Most High has been on trial. If you think back in the book of Job in the Bible, in that book, if you go back and read it, we know about the fact that Job lost his family. He was being tested by the Most High. It was somewhat of a bet between God and Satan, right? And Job, because of the fact that he was an upright man, that he was righteous and feared the Most High, he had to endure. His faith was tested, okay? But in all that happened in Job's life, Job endured to the end. He did not charge God foolishly for what happened to himself, his sickness, disease, or what have you, and the fact that his family was destroyed. And in the end, if you read the story, Job was quote unquote blessed with a whole lot more than he had from the start. But in reality, who can really replace your original family that you loved? And that's if Job loved his family or his wife, because his wife was telling Job to curse the Most High and die. So what type of animosity or division that was going on in that family at that particular time? And did Job miss his family, his children that were partying, right? And it really didn't mention what was going on in that party among the sons and the daughters, but they were partying. Okay, was there an orgy going on at that time? Incest. So there's a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to the scriptures, but at the same time, the scripture is cut and clear. Now, the Most High answered Job. When Job's friend came, like you have blacks today that was saying, well, you're going through what you're going through, or this happened to your family because of generational curses or because of what you did. So Job was going through the same things at that particular time. All right. And I'm going to read a portion of this. Now, you can also go back and read it starting at the 38th chapter in Job, reading from the first verse. And I'm going to read that as follows. I'm going to read a portion of it. And then I want to talk to the atheists and the so-called black atheists and the so-called black Satanists, the ones that worship the devil. Now, I was kind of surprised in this God on trial, and maybe not surprised, okay, because what we usually hear from the black conscious community is that God don't exist. They don't like talking about spookism, right? But yet, God is on trial. So how could God be on trial if he don't exist, right? Or if you don't believe in him? And if you don't believe in him, and if he does not exist according to you, or according to what you claim to have studied, why do you spend so much time trying to destroy the concept of God and the concept of religion. But yet you don't believe in that, you don't accept it, and you consider yourself an atheist. Now, if you are considered an atheist, an unbeliever, so it's a spiritual warfare that's going on, because your job and your mission is to destroy what the Most High has built. Your mission is to destroy the faith of those that believe in the Most High, that trust in the Most High, and seem to be pretty content with their lives, although your life is in a shamble. You're not doing too well in your life. So your motion, your job is to go up and down in the earth and seek whom you may devour. Okay, so you want to devour the faith of those that are still holding on to the belief system or the concept of God. They're trusting in the Most High. They believe in the Bible. They go to church. Even if they donate their money to the church, that's their business. Just like people, if they donate their money to you and to your lectures that you have. Okay? But yet, at the same time, you see the condition of the community has not changed. Of course, you can get on there, make a video, you can rail and rant, but that's behind a computer screen. But what exactly are you doing for the community? Okay, but I'm going to read just a portion of the response that Job got when he put God on trial, and his friends put the Most High on trial. The 38th chapter, starting at the first verse. Then the heart of the tempest, Yahweh gave Job his answer and said, Who is this obscuring my intentions with his ignorant words? Brace yourself like a fighter. I'm going to ask you the questions, and you are informed, and you are to inform me. Where were you when I laid the earth foundations? Tell me, since you are well informed, who decided its dimensions? Do you know? Or who stretched the measuring line across it? What supports its pillars at its bases? Who laid its cornerstone? To the joyful concert of the morning stars, and unanimously acclaim of the sons of God, who pent up the sea behind closed doors, when it leaped to whatever that word is, from the womb, when I wrapped it in a robe of mist, and made black clouds its swaddling bands, when I cut out the place I had decreed for it, and imposed gates and a bolt. Come so far, I said, and no further. Here your proud waves must break. Have you ever in your life given orders to the morning, or sent the dawn to its post? To grasp the earth by its edges, and shake the wicked out of it. She turns it as red as clay seal. She tints it as though it were a dress, stealing the light from evildoers, and breaking the arm raised to strike. Where have you been, right down to the source of the sea? Or better yet, have you been right down to the source of the sea, and walked about at the bottom of the abyss? Have you been shown the gates of death? Have you seen the janitors of the shadow dark as death? Have you an inkling of the intent of the earth, or the extent of the earth? Tell me all about it if you have. Which is the way to the home of the light, and where does darkness live? You you could then show them the way to their proper places. You could put them in the path home again. If you do know, you must have been born when they were. You must be very old by now. Have you visited the place where the snow is stored? Have you seen the stores of hail, Hail, which I give for times of distress, for days of battle and war? From which direction does the light fork? Where in the world does the east wind blow itself out? Who bores a channel from the downpour, or clears the way for the rolling thunder, so that rain may fall on lands where no one lives, and the deserts void of human dwelling, to meet the needs of the lonely waste, and to make grass sprout on the thirsty ground? Has the rain a father? Who begets the dewdrops? What womb brings forth the ice? Who gives birth to the for the frost of heaven, when the waters grow hard as stone, and the surface of the deep congels? Now I'm just going to stop right there. I ain't got my glasses on, so I have to hold the book far away from my face so I can try to read it. Not how the old people do. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, but you can go back and read the 38th chapter of Job, starting at the first verse. And Job and the Most High answers Job with a bunch of questions that I'm sure Job has no answer. Now, I'm sure in today's time, people think they have answers. But read the 38th chapter of Job, and if you can, give me an answer to that. If you know those answers. Now, this is God on trial, and he answered Job. So one day, maybe the Most High may answer these two brothers that's, allegedly putting the Most High on trial. But I have a question for the so-called black atheists and the black Satanists, since, you're always charging God or the Bible or churches or preachers, and you're always concerned about the money that the people are donating to the church and that you can't get your hands on. Since you have left the church, since you are a Satanist, what have the devil ever done for you? Have you noticed your condition change since you started worshiping the devil? Are you now at peace? Now that you no longer follow the Most High or don't believe in the Most High, are you at peace being a Satanist? How have the condition of black people changed since you have been a Satanist? Are things different now with the black community now that you personally have become a Satanist? Answer those questions. What's the difference between you being a Christian or following the Most High or believing the Bible versus you being a Satanist, or as you refer to yourself, as a scientist? It's easy to get on the internet in front of a video and spew out books that you've read or things that you think you know, right? But are you much more now content and happy and satisfied and fulfilled within yourself being a black Satanist or being a Satanist? Okay, now for the atheist, how have your life changed? How have your community changed? Have things gotten better now for you? Are you more fulfilled? Are you more happy now since you've let go of the church? Since you don't believe in God, especially those that refer to the Most High as a spook God. You no longer believe in that. You left that behind, and now you're teaching your own doctrine. So how has things changed for you and your people that follow you? Are they now in a better condition than they were? Is your God now allowing black people those that follow you to be slaughtered in the street by police? Have your black people stop killing each other, robbing each other, selling drugs to each other, gangbanging against each other? How has things changed for you? How have your condition and the condition of your people changed now that you have let go of the slave master's religion? You're no longer following the white Jesus, as you say. So because of the fact you let that go and you embrace Satanism or atheism, things should be a lot better. And because things are a lot better, should you still be talking about the slave master's religion? Should you still be talking about a God that to you don't exist anymore, that you consider spookism? Why are you still hanging on the white man's God's jockstrap? Why is it important for you to pull other followers? But you know what? That reminds me of Satan in the Bible. How he took 2/3 of God's angels with him. He couldn't go by himself. And to date, he's still trying to sway faithful believers away from the Most High. You have now found yourself in the midst of a spiritual warfare. You are now considered an agent of the devil. Whether you claim to believe the devil or not, you are now considered an agent of the devil and an enemy of Yah. And according to scripture, you will, along with the devil, along with Satan, along with Lucifer, you will be destroyed. So now you're going to be on trial. And God forbid if anything happens to any of you that follow the principles of Satan. You have all of these satanic symbols on your wall. You're wearing satanic symbols around your neck. You're cursing the Most High and attacking those that believe and hold true to the Most High's teaching, His commandments, His laws, His statutes. Talk about anything you choose to, from bestiality to rape, sodomy, incest. You embrace all of that. Homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism, you embrace that. But the minute someone starts speaking the word, those demons within yourself start screaming out. You start screaming out, you can't handle it because you are at war with the Most High. So answer those questions. Go back and read the 38th chapter of Job, starting from the first verse. And he's asking Job a series of questions that Job himself could not answer. See, it's easy to go through something in life, man, and then you be quick to blame the Most High. And many black males have taken on the spirit of women, of black women, where they refuse to take responsibility for their own actions and choices in life. So when judgment come upon you, you don't look in the mirror at yourself to figure out how you can change your circumstances. Well, maybe I made a wrong choice. Let me go back and take a look at what brought this upon myself. So now you guys are messing with tarot cards, Ouija boards. You know, you're calling dead ancestors forward, which are really demonic beings that you're dealing with. And many of you have become possessed yourself and don't even realize you're possessed. And you're working as agents for the devil. So how has your life changed, and why are you still hanging on to Christianity, the Bible, and God if you claim that He don't exist and that you don't believe in it? Why not just move on with your life? So check out the link I posted on the bottom. This is an article from 2011 where a black atheism and Satanism is on the rise. So now blacks have become more evil than the white man they claim is the devil. You have more black males walking around saying how they're God and black women are God. These are the same things I'm sure that happened back in biblical times when the Most High allowed the Hebrews to go into captivity. So now you're on that same path to destruction and don't even realize it. That's how darkened your heart has become. So check out the link, share this video, subscribe, feedback, tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm fearless.